that makes this chord a lot more dramatic than it needed to be. So I guess it's in character with Mettaton. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc. I'm a music composer for games, and today we're going to listen to and talk about another Undertale song, and this time it's Death by Glamour. The name Death by Glamour doesn't ring a bell to me. I have played the game, of course, but I'm just by the name I'm not sure what this track is, but we're about to find out. Let's go! Oh, I know this. Which one is this? So dancey. This is Mettaton, right? Oh yeah. So this is Death by Glamour. So dancey. This one is so good. I didn't know it had this name. Okay, so this is Death by Glamour. I've been hearing this name, Death by Glamour, for a long time. I didn't know it was this song. I know this song, of course, is the song for the battle with Mettaton, right? It's so dancey, and what's interesting, this is something I noticed while playing the game. It's interesting that this song is such a good example of a build-up, of a hype build-up. If you want to build hype in a song, if you want to make a song that's really exciting, you don't want to go all out right away, you know. You have to start slow. You have to manage people's expectations. And this is what he's doing very well here. He keeps introducing one element after the other for a long time. There's new stuff showing up for a long time, and it builds up so slowly. So check this out. The track is actually pretty simple. It just works so well because of how good he is at managing our expectations. Check this out. It starts with just the piano, and then it introduces a new piano. It's a lower piano, and now it introduces something else. It keeps introducing things non-stop. The strings now the drums. Now it's going to introduce something else. So it keeps doing that. Now there's this synth. It's going to introduce something else. Now this. And this is actually really interesting now that I'm listening to it. I think this thing that he introduced right here. If I remember correctly, isn't this the same sound that Mettaton makes like his voice when he has dialogue? It's his voice sound effect, isn't it? That's interesting that it makes total sense actually that his voice sound effect is actually used in the song as an instrument, because Mettaton himself has a microphone all the time on him, and it's almost like his, you know, singing his own song. That's very cool. Okay, so now he introduced another Mettaton voice. He keeps introducing stuff non-stop, just building the hype. Oh, this part is very good. Okay, such a good harmony here. Let's talk about this part. This is a very good part, and it's interesting because I can even see here on the video that I'm watching that this is one of the parts that people listen to the most, right? And it feels like a culmination of all the build-up that he was doing for like a full minute here. It builds up, and it culminates into this, and it sounds so hyped, sounds so exciting. And one of the reasons for that is something that some of you might have noticed, but for this entire minute, for this entire build-up section, the entire song up to this point was entirely on one chord. It was just holding one single chord. It was not moving at all. So for the entire song, he's just holding this chord. Even though there are no actual chords being played here right now, it's the chord that's being hinted at. It's the chord that's being suggested here. For this entire build-up section. And when you hold a chord for this long, just holding one single chord that doesn't move, doesn't go anywhere, it creates a sense of anticipation in us, because in music we generally expect movement of some sort. We expect some kind of storytelling. So when the song doesn't go anywhere, it creates that sense of anxiety, of anticipation. You keep asking yourself, where is this going? What is the next chord? What's the next step here? And it never goes anywhere. That creates that sense of anxiety. And at the same time that he's repeating this one single chord, he is also kind of distracting us by slowly introducing these instruments, right? With this build up, right? The Mettaton voice. So he's kind of distracting us in a way. So when the song finally culminates and it goes to this part here, it feels so hype, and that's because he finally started doing a chord progression. Any kind of chord progression that he did here would feel so fresh, so hype, so exciting, because he was holding that one single chord for a long time. It's like if you're locked up in a very tight place where there's not a lot of air and you're feeling claustrophobic. You get out and you feel so fresh and you can breathe again. It's not because the outside world is particularly exciting. It's just that the place that you were locked in felt claustrophobic. That's the same thing that happened here. Not to mention that this harmony is also super good. This little rise here at the end, super good, super hype, sounds very dancey, very electronic dance-like. Electronic dance music likes to do these kind of rises a lot. It's very cool. And also, I have to notice here at the beginning of the harmony, this second chord here, you know, he does the first chord, and the second one is this. This chord, it's not the correct chord to put here. The correct chord to put here would be this. But instead, Toby Fox chose to put a wrong chord here, and it's this one. It's almost the same chord. The only difference is just one single note that makes this chord a lot more dramatic than it needed to be. There's a lot more tension, a lot more drama in it. So I guess it's in character with Mettaton. This part is a little bit more classy. There's a little bit of more of a jazzy tone to it. Oh, the melody from the beginning. Oh, the drums are much faster now. Oh, hey, I have an entire playlist of videos about Undertale music over here. I even have a video on Deltarune music over here. If you like sharing the music from the games that we love, you're in luck, because that's what this channel is about actually. So make sure to check these out, and remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I will see you there.